All right, this is the video to show you how to do everything on the Chapter 7 test review. So I'm going to write key up here and we will get started. For number 1 through 4, there's no need to show our work. We can use our math journal, but no calculators. And for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, we do need to show our work. So here we go, 1 through 4, it's solving equations mentally. A, right here, what plus 6 is 11? So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, it must be B. 5 more gets you 11. And here, 12 take away what is 9? 12, 11, 10, 9. So 12 take away 3 is 9. And to solve this mentally, 7 times what is 56? That would be 7 times 8. 30 divided by what gives us 5? That's 6. 30 divided by 6 is 5. All right, so now we're moving on to solving and writing addition equations. And for 5 and 6, we need to show our work. So this says t plus 1.2 equals 3.4. And this is an addition equation. So I'm going to do the inverse operation to each side. I want to get t on its own. So I'm going to subtract 1.2 from each side. And that's lining up the decimals and bringing the decimal straight down. 4 take away 2 is 2. 3 take away 1 is 2. So t is 2.2, and that's B right here. And you can check it. You can say 2.2 plus 1.2 is 3.4. So I highly recommend, especially on the test, taking the time to check your answer and make sure that it makes sense. All right, I need to move to the next page here for number 6. So number 6, sorry, there we go. Number 6 is on the back. That's number 10. Number 6, we use this chart here, retail stores. Use the table. The table shows the monthly earnings of some of the retail stores in a city. So we're going to use this table for 6. Sunny Spot's earnings were 8,329 more than that of Silver Sky. Write and solve an addition equation to find Silver Sky's earnings. So Sunny Spot, that's this one right here, is this much more. Sunny Spot is 52,800. It's this much more than Silver Sky. So Silver Sky is our X. So this plus this equals this. So I'm looking for, on here, 8,329 plus X equals Sunny Spot, 52,800. And then I need to solve this equation. So to solve an addition equation, I subtract to get X on its own. So I subtract 8,329. That'll give me X on its own. I need to subtract over here. And I can't do 0 take away 9. And I can't borrow from this. So I have to borrow from this, which is going to make this 10. And now I can borrow from the 10. I can make that a 9, which makes this a 10. 10 take away 9 is 1. 9 take away 2 is 7. 7 take away 3, 6, 5, 4. 52 take away 8, or some people like to do this and make this a 12. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 4 take away 0 is 4. So this should be the earnings, 44,471. Now let's see here. If you checked it, it would be, does 44,471 plus 8,329 equal 52,000 and some? 9, 10, 7, 8, 9, 10, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 4, 5, and yes, it does. So I'm looking for that equation, 8,000 and some plus X. There's one, and there's one. So it's got to be either this one or this one. This one says it equals 57,000. This one says it equals 52,000. So it can't be that. It has to be this. And it gives me that number that I got, which is B. So number 6 is B. Wow. Now number 7. So now we're moving into solving and writing subtraction equations. So we have this subtraction equation here that we need to solve. Y take away 1.2 equals 4.8. So to get y on its own, we need to do the inverse operation, 1.2 to both sides. Line up and bring down the decimals, 8, 9, 10, 4, 5, 6. So y equals 6. And to check that, I can do 6.0 minus 1.2. So that's 10, 9, 8. Bring down 4, and I get 4.8. So the answer here is B, 6. Number 8, area. The total land area of the United States is about 3,483,511 square miles more than the total land area of Florida, which is about 53,927 square miles. Write and solve an equation to find the total land area of the United States. Total land area of the United States, that's my X. I have this number and I have this number here. If it's this much more, I should be able to take this away from the, I guess I did want that, X, and I'm taking away that 3 million, and that's going to give us the 53. So I need to write this equation out. I have the United States total area, take away this 3 million and some, and that's going to equal 53,927. So I'm going to write that right here. Here we go. So my total, X, minus 3 million. You want to make sure that you don't get the numbers wrong, because then you end up having the wrong answer. Trust me, I just did that and got the wrong answer and then realized it's because I put 297 instead of 927. So make sure that you get everything lined up with what you see on the screen. I'm going to sneeze. Sorry. Okay. So this equation, to get X on its own, I need to add, so the inverse operation, 3,483,511 to both sides, and that's going to be tricky to fit in here. So I'm going to kind of work backwards. This is the 511. This is the 483, and then there's a 3. So we're kind of working right here to add these two together. So 7 plus 1 is 8. 2 plus 1 is 3. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Plus 1 is 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 4 plus 1 is 5. And then there's our 3. Now, this should be our answer. Let's check and make sure that we did it right. So I'll take that value for X that we just got and subtract this. 8 take away 1. 3 take away 1. We need to borrow here, so this becomes a 6. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. 6 take away 3. Need to borrow again. This is a 13. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 4 take away 4. 3 take away 3. So 53,927. It works. So let's look for that over here. We have, they used U instead of X. Take away 3, 4, 8, 3, 5, 1, 1 equals 53927. Ooh, but that's not the right answer. Let's see this one. 3,537,438. So that should be B for number 8. All right. Whew. Now we're moving on to learning objective 4. So we need to flip this. Lesson 4, learning objective D. I can solve and write multiplication equations. So now we need to take this one. 2.3G equals 7.13, And to solve these equations and get G alone, we need to divide both sides by the coefficient. Now, I cannot do that mentally, so I'm going to do it over here. 7.13 divided by 2.3. I need to move the decimal and bring it straight up into the quotient. 23, how many times does that go into 71? I'm thinking probably 3 times. Let's see. Yes, 3 times, and 3 times 23 is 69. Subtracting that gives you 2. Bring down the 3. It goes into 23 once. So our answer should be 3.1. Now, to check that, does 2.3 times 3.1 equal 7.13? Let's see. Placeholder 9, 6, 11, 7. Take it out, put it in. 7.13 it is. So this is the solution, which is C. Okay, so now we're moving on to number 10, which I know this is written on a little bit, but that's okay. A school is raising money by selling calendars for $20 each. Mrs. Hawkins promised a party to whichever of her English classes sold the most calendars over the course of 4 weeks. Use the table to write and solve an equation to show the average number of calendars her third period class sold per week during the 4-week challenge. So look at all these numbers. How many did they sell? That would be X. So it's like, which ones do we care about? She sold 89 calendars in third period. So we care about that number 89. That was like how many calendars she sold over 4 weeks. So for 4 weeks, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, she sold a total of 89 calendars. So the question is, how many calendars did she sell per week? So each week, how many calendars did she sell on average to get 89 total? So it's like X 4 times. So this equation to me would be 4 times how many she sold each week for 4 weeks would be a total of 89. So this is going to tell us how many each week for 4 weeks to get a total of 89. It makes sense. To solve this equation, to get X on its own, we need to divide by the coefficient on each side. So what we're trying to figure out is 89 divided by 4. So 4 goes into 8 twice. 2 times 4 is 8. Subtract, bring down the 9. 4 goes into 9 twice. All right, 9 take away 8 is 1. Now, let's annex a 0 and bring down the 0. 4 goes into 10. Oh, we have to bring this up. Twice. There's 8. That's 2. Let's annex and bring down another 0. 4 goes into 20 5 times. So 4 times 5 is 20, and that's the quotient here. Let's see if it all works. Does this times 4 give us 89? That's 20, 9, 10, 8, 9. 4 times 2 is 8. Take it out, put it in. It does. So 4 times X, or in our answer key, it was 4 times C is 89. And then C, or our X, ended up being 22 1/4 calendars. So that would be B for number 10. Okay, 2 more of the big ones. This is our last lesson, and then it's just vocab. So number 11, use inverse operations to solve the equation. 12 equals Q divided by 14. So we're solving division equations now. Q divided by 14. So to get Q on its own, we need to multiply both sides by 14. So what is 12 times 14? Little placeholder, 1 times 2, 1 times 1, add. so it should be 168. So 168 divided by 14 should be 12. Let's see. 14 goes into 68 once. When you subtract, that's 2, bring down the 8, it goes into 28 twice. So that works. So Q is 168. So number 11 is D. Which, by the way, I never wrote B in here. All right, last big solving one. We're writing and solving a division equation. Pottery. Dr. Anthro has a piece of Roman pottery that is 958 years old. This is 1/3 as old as a piece of his Grecian pottery. How old is the Grecian pottery? So if the Grecian pottery is X, 1/3 of X is 954. So we've got X here. Each part is 954. So X divided by 954. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, you could do it both ways. I think it's easier to say X divided by 3. But let's do it down here. You could do it this way. X divided by 954 equals 3. Because X is how old the Grecian pottery is. And you're going to get the same answer either way. So I would accept either of these as your answer for the equation. So now it's a matter of solving it. You multiply both sides by 3. Here you multiply both sides by 900. I don't know why I put that decimal there. 54. That gets X to equal what? It's going to be the same answer either way because it's 954 times 3. So 4 times 3 is 12. 15, 16. 3 times 9, 27 plus 1 is 28. So either way, it should be that Grecian pottery is 2,862 years old. So if you check your answer, let's do it the easy way. 2,862 divided by 3. 3 goes into 28 9 times. That's 1. Bring down the 6. 3 goes into 16 5 times. That's 15. Bring down the 2. 4 times 954. So that little number family works. This would be the answer, and one of these would be the equation. Now we use G. So let's see here. This is G divided by 3 equals 954. 2,862 years old. So that would work. Now this one, G divided by 954, but they said equals 1/3, and it should be equals 3 in order to work. So that's why that one doesn't work. So A is the correct answer. And now all we need to worry about is the vocab. So let's go through and do that. Number 13, what is an equation? So an equation is a mathematical sentence showing two expressions are equal, and that would be D. Number 14, what are terms? Terms are part of a mathematical sentence separated by operations. Terms are part of an expression or equation and are separated by operations and equal signs. Some of you want to put that in there, I know. What are inverse operations? They undo each other. There it is. That's A. What's the property of equality state? So the property of equality states that if you do the same computation to both sides of an equation, the two sides stay equal. And a coefficient is the number in a term of a factor and a variable. So it's the number. C. And that is the test review.